As the island is a few months into what has been a very active hurricane season, we take a short look back at the preparations that have been made by the Drainage Division of the Ministry of Transport Works and Water Resources. The division commenced its flood mitigation program earlier this year in preparation for what was predicted to be a season full of activity. Recently, the Minister of Transport Works and Water Resources, the Honourable Mr. Ian Goodall-Edgell, and other ministry officials toured a number of parishes across the island to see firsthand the work that had already been completed.
We commenced in March, almost 3 months ahead of the traditional wet season, or what we refer to in Barbados as the rainy season. We've done so because it's absolutely necessary that we plan ahead to ensure that our roadways and other surfaces that are prone to flooding, that we can mitigate some of those flooding issues that we are used to in Barbados. The works obviously involve the swale, a retention pond, as well as detention pond. The detention pond, as would have been highlighted by Mr. Yearwood. We're doing this work all across Barbados, and like I said, we started early because it's absolutely necessary that we put our flood mitigation plan. The other significant benefit of the works being conducted by the Drainage Division is that it helps to recharge the aquifer in Barbados.
Head of the Drainage Division, Mr. Charles Yearwood, outlined the tour and how the work carried out will positively impact communities.
We started at Rose Gate, St. John, where we had a collapsed road, and impact of runoff and stormwater may have contributed to runoff, but also the well was said not to be working by the residents as it did prior years, and as we investigated, we retrained the water course to reduce the floodplain. Then we move on to Possum Bridge, where we have the most significant of illegal dumping of garbage. We've cleaned it and opened up the space for persons to be seen. It's away from residents, so people can try it at night and do the illegal activity there, but we're hoping that persons again all listen to the call and adhere to it. From there we moved to Brighton, where we had water come out the water course straight onto the road in the corner and impacting vehicle traffic, but also some conflict and sometimes accidents there as persons divert from the water. We were able to get in there to construct a detention pond, and recharge that water to an existing well. We then went on to Walker's Plantation Road, or Walker's Road, where water again come from a water course onto the road, and we're able again to excavate the water course near to bedrock and to store more water off the road.
The tour also visited Glebe Tenantry and Salters in St. George. Last stop on the tour, Mr. Yearwood highlighted Haynes Hill off Map Hill, where the water course has been regraded to form a detention pond, which in turn will help to reduce the amount of flooding and water flowing down to what is commonly known as the Boston Roundabout. Mr. Yearwood also believes the open spaces being used as detention ponds can have multifaceted purposes.
This intervention is one of the major ones we've done so far for the year, in that first it involves a large tract of government lands, and it's a way in which we're able to incorporate unused land for better social purpose and social good. We've had the engagement of National Sports Council in terms of the use and acceptance of the project, and also with the General Manager of NCC, who plans to come in and do some tree planting with our assistance at the beginning of rain season. We believe that, they believe in, three of us believe that the space can be used for a larger social good and not just for flood mitigation.
With the early intervention of the Drainage Division, the hope is that the flood mitigation efforts of the ministry will reduce the negative impact of flooding across the island during this year's hurricane season and beyond.